Hey, how's it going? It's JT at hoagiesgarage.com here. If you've been following along, kind of been doing a lot with the Impala build here. Over next vehicle in the garage, Subaru WRX STI, and finally we'll say the least exciting vehicle, this Chevrolet Sonic. That is my wife's car. She daily drives it to work, carries our daughter around in it. Things of that nature. And, you know, if I'm honest, I will say it's the most boring car in the garage. Other than some minor things that came on it from the factory, it's pretty just, it's okay. It does have, though, very importantly, the 1.4 liter turbo engine, an automatic transmission, heated leather seats, sunroof, Chevy MyLink. It's a nice car, it is. I like it a lot for her and for her to drive it around. It's for me to drive it sometimes too. It's real fun, comfortable, nice car. Not gonna do anything with the exhaust ever. I don't really think she would appreciate it as far as the noise versus the benefits versus the annoyance. We did do on it, ZZP sent over last summer their cold air intake version 2. So that's on there. To me, a lot of people tell you it's not true. Seat of the pants gain felt a little bit zippier, I guess you could say. Today, though, what I'm going to do is a Trifecta tune on it. Trifectaperformance.com sent us over their driver selectable tune, and it's going to flash the PCM. It's going to change a lot of things in there to make it a lot more fun to drive. I mean, it's going to be quicker, faster shifting, just boost up a lot higher, that sort of stuff. So, and I think it'll be almost to the point where it's noticeable, but it won't make it undrivable for my wife. So let's get this started here. I'll show you what you need, what you have to do, kind of do this sort of in real time, and go from there. So thanks for watching. Trifectaperformance.com if you want to research this, and hoagiesgarage.com is where I am located. First step in this is to download everything you need. You kind of have to have a laptop. I've got a Windows Surface here. I don't really think an iPad will work because their cable that they give you has USB, and it has then, of course, the diagnostic OBD port, whatever you want to call it. From there, you log into your account, and they will send you your downloads. They included the tune, the Easy Flash installer, and even a link to the instructions, which the instructions are actually pretty cool. I'm going to flip this around and sort of show you here. They're just a step-by-step telling you sort of what to do. Basically, right now, I'm on step 4, which means I need to plug in the device into the car, the plug here, and then basically turn the car to run, which is the diagnostic mode. You don't start it, you just go to run. And if you have push-button start, it's a little bit different, but I just have a key for the Sonic. So gonna go in there, get that plugged in, and see what happens here. Never really done this myself, so it's somewhat nerve-wracking, but at the same time, they say it's a very slim chance you can ruin your computer, brick it, fry it, anything like that. So I have confidence. If I can do it, I think you can do it, so just stick with me here on this. Here we go. So if you excuse the glossiness of the surface here, I open the Easy Flash. It says, click on the Trifecta logo above. Please connect the interface to your vehicle as described. Turn the key to on, but do not start. Press OK to continue. Now it says opening file. I have this option. It says, please select the calibration you want to install, custom or stock. I'm going to hit custom because it's already selected. Let's hit accept. Alright, so transparency option pops up here. Basically, it's, to me, the way I gather, this is going to make it so you can't tell this vehicle's tuned. It's not going to screw with anything as far as flashes at the dealership, anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and accept this, enable it, and then hit accept. Okay, so this is the screen that it shows when it's connecting, preparing it, and now it is programming. And
They say roughly plan on 20-25 minutes or so. Not gonna let the camera sit here the whole time, but there it goes. It's moving along. Not really, but still. While it goes here, though, we'll kind of just wait and get some other stuff done. So as this thing moves through the progress here, it's already sort of at 10% now. I wanted to take a second and just sort of discuss that always lingering thing of my warranty. This car just hit 40,000 miles, so we're clearly out of bumper-to-bumper warranty. It does still have a powertrain warranty for roughly 10,000 more miles. According to Trifecta, and we'll say the internet, these kind of tunes, the dealership doesn't necessarily care so much, at least a Chevrolet or a GM dealership. That transparency feature that I was talking about, I think it sort of hides things from them to the point where you can't really tell. Now, they do say if you take it in, flash it back to stock, because if somebody really wanted to pull your PCM out and analyze it, you could see that this was done to it. But either way, the car's going to drive in the normal mode pretty much like stock, and if anything on the tuned mode, it's going to perform better, run better. These tunes aren't just done to make it feel like, oh my gosh, it's really, really fast and better. They do fix things too that sort of the factory either is they err on the side of caution with, or they, just don't do it, like shift points, air fuel ratios, things like that. So there's a lot more involved than just go fast with these things. And as far as warranty goes, totally up to you. I personally am not worried about this, but my Subaru over there, they are sticklers from what the internet says and what everybody says their experiences are with tunes. So there is no way I'm going to tune that thing till it's out of warranty, just because I don't want a Ringland failure. I take it in and they just say, yeah, sorry, your warranty's void because you tuned it. So moving along, in just that time period, it's already up to 22%. Laptop battery's fully charged. Car batteries should be fine, so just make sure everything is charged before you do this type of modification. So I wanted to show this thing. This has been roughly a year now of use with this ZZP intake. Read some people having problems with different pieces, parts rubbing and breaking on theirs, but a year of service on this, I couldn't be happier. Don't have any codes thrown, no problems, but ZZP sent this our way. Very nice product though, for sure. Been working good, so kind of hoping this tune might actually make that more worthwhile, but I could be wrong. I'm going off of my V8 experience and LS engine stuff. Usually a tune is required to make most things actually function their most efficient or their best. So I think it's like at 30-some% now, moving along here. Hopefully nothing dies. I think it'll go good though here. I'm super excited to drive this thing though afterwards. I'm just so curious. Up to roughly 41%. Like I said, the surface is glossy, but moving right along here. Now, I know this is a 4-cylinder, and I know if you're watching this, you might own one of these, you might be considering this tune. I'm not expecting crazy dramatic differences. Everybody says it is, but I am just kind of that person where I am so ingrained with V8s and the power and torque and stuff. I just got this thing, the STI here, and it kind of is underwhelming. So I don't know. I'm curious though. I might actually just have my wife drive it and film her reaction and see what she says here. We'll see though how long this takes. So moving along, it's at like 50-some% now. One thing I am curious about, this has that ZZP intake, and inside of the tube is like a plastic, we'll say like liner. I think it's blue if I remember right. And in their instructions they said remove that liner if you have a tune installed on your car. Obviously I didn't take the liner out because I didn't have a tune at that time. But I'm curious now because I've seen dudes online, they'll say like, oh, I removed my liner, I have a tune, and I'm getting a check engine light. So I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to drive the car once it's done and see if a light comes on. And if not, I'm just going to leave it. I'm not even going to pull it out. But if I get the light, I'm going to have to pull it. Apparently, people are saying you have to tell ZZP you've got the tube, the intake tube, with the liner in or out. I didn't say either way. I just said I had the ZZP intake. So I don't know. We'll see here. This is their newest tune though, the driver selectable one. It's like version 2.
Just got it. It is, if you look at the date on YouTube, this is July 2016. So this is the hot one right now that everybody wants. So it was like 80%. We're getting there. It's almost done. Okay, so what it's doing now is it got to 100%. It finished. It's on. It's going through again another phase of a progress bar. From what I read online, it's doing the powertrain now, the automatic transmission computer. If you have a manual, it's not going to do this, but apparently the biggest thing I saw is it says it improves shift times on this by 300%. So we'll see. I don't know. It's a lot, but we'll see how it goes here. But it's almost done already. This part looks faster than the engine controller. So here we go. Let's see what's up.
All right. Module reading, writing completed. Press OK to finish. I guess that's it. We're back to the screen here. I'm going to go ahead and unplug everything and then see what happens here. Let's see if it starts. Well, at least it runs. Let's see what happens here. Well, I guess that means got to drive it to see what happens here. Let me mount the camera up. We'll see what happens here. You got me. I don't know. Tunes are always freaky because I guess you expect them to work, you trust they're gonna work, but I don't know. Who knows? But you know, I guess it will. I mean, why wouldn't it work? So let me get this all set up here. Okay, so I've been messing around a little bit with this here, and I'll be honest, it's definitely quicker. It's insanely like jumpier as far as like everywhere where it felt like it had a little bit of power before, it just seems to have a whole lot more now. Let me sort of show you here. I'll kind of get, it's tricky. I'm sort of around my house here, not really the best possible place, but let me show you the speedo here and what I mean. So if I hold this here, sort of like at this lower speed here, lower RPMs, if I hammer it here, it almost like gets away from you. Like I feel like it's gonna get to that point where I'm gonna run through brakes a lot faster here, but because I'm just I'm doing start and stop so fast. But if I show you this here, let me go back. Right there, that little pull, it's very, and it does that like when it opens up the wastegate and sort of like that, you hear that hiss sound, you feel the drivetrain really like hit kind of hard, almost like it's like a harder shift type thing, which really cool. I mean, it's neat. I haven't messed with this where you can you turn on the cruise control, just the activator switch, which it's that one right there. You flip that on, and according to them, it goes right back to a stock tune. Of course, a red light here, but it's really weird. It's like almost like I gotta have my wife drive. She wasn't home when I got done, so I'm just gonna, sort of just ask her what she thinks when it's done. But the other thing too is it says 91 or higher octane recommended but not required. I know this is just cheap 87, and I have like 1 bar of gas left in here from wherever she got it. So I'm gonna try out this cruise control button and see if it feels any different. So let me get back to you 1 second. So cruise control definitely ruins the fun, we'll say. It's yeah, it's kind of just back to its old sluggish self. It's not, like I said, this car isn't a dog, but it's not exactly, I don't know, it's just kind of meh. So it's sort of back to that. But then when I turn it back off, it boosts up again and it gets going like crazy. So definitely cool here. I'm gonna head home here. Got a few other things to do today, but sort of give you my final thoughts on this. When I get back here, I'm gonna try to film too, rig up something here so you can get a, we'll say a stock 0 to whatever versus the Trifecta 0 to 100. I'll mount the camera so it shows the gauges and that sort of thing. Might have to do that at night so these gauges show the best, but yeah, so I think that'll be kind of cool here. Maybe I'll throw that in at the end here. But overall process is what we kind of showed here. Super easy to do. Very simple as long as you have the proper laptop, that sort of thing. You can follow directions and you find your OBD port. And yeah, real easy and definitely kind of cool. Just you can do this at home. So final thoughts next, and then some super fun 0 to whatever shots here coming up.
So it's been a few hours since I last filmed. Obviously, it's nighttime out now. Overall, I'm going to give the Trifecta tune on the Sonic here. I'd say like a 9 out of 10. And the only reason I don't give it a full 10 out of 10 is price. Being my wife's car and say I told her what could potentially happen, she's not going to pay $300 to do this. Now, car guys would. I would, drop close to that. It's not a cheap tune. Trifecta, they're not on the cheap side as far as mail order tunes and canned tunes. But, for $300, it's a pretty neat little thing. It does the engine, does the transmission. They give you the cable. They give you the program to load it. You can even data log and do different things like that if you give them a little bit more money. But, overall, really, really cool. Just driving around here. It's almost like, I was trying to put my finger on a way to describe it. It's almost not noticeable. If I told you it wasn't there, you wouldn't think it would be. Now, with that being said, if you drove the stock version versus the tuned version, you're definitely going to notice it. It's quicker, it pulls harder, it shifts just a tick harder. It kind of will even make a little jerk here and there on a downshift, but it's a smooth shift still. It's not uncomfortable. You could easily daily drive it with the tune engaged at all times. I had my wife drive it, who, she's the primary owner driver of that car, and her words were zippier, and which I totally agree with her on this. Around 65, 70 on the highway, it seemed to coast more, as in it didn't really kind of bog down as you let the gas off. It just seemed easier to maintain a speed, if that makes sense. But very, very cool product. Check them out, trifectaperformance.com. They've got tunes for a lot of GM cars, Sonics, Malibus, Cruises, Cobalts, Corvettes even. So lots of good stuff. They're very responsive to questions. But I kind of feel honestly, when I look at that Sonic, I'm like, that's as good as it's going to get. It really is, unless I started putting some serious money into it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you have any questions on this tune, I can answer you more specifically. Just leave a comment below. If you like the video, I guess give a thumbs up. If not, you can give it a thumbs down. But if you're on the fence with this, it is one of those things I would say, give it a try. What do you got to lose? It is pretty cool. Trifecta is an all sales final type of thing. So you can't try this and say, you don't like it, I'm going to get rid of it. You got to just go for it. So once again, appreciate you watching. Trifectaperformance.com, hoagiesgarage.com for more info on what we do here as far as vehicle reviews and product reviews. And finally, if you'd be so kind to subscribe down below, join the garage and everything that's going on here. Lots going on here in the next few months as far as the Impala build goes here and different things like that. So have a good one. See you next time.
So even though the install review, my opinions are all done. I'm gonna give you a little bonus here. As you can see, I'm loading up the Sonic with all of my daughter's stuff, all my wife's stuff. This is important because this could skew what I'm about to do. But what we're gonna do is take about roughly a 2-hour highway trip, and I'm gonna clear all the info, clear the gas mileage, clear the average speed, and kind of sort of get a perspective on what this does for highway mileage, whether it's good, bad, the same, and I'll kind of report back after the drive's over here. But bear in mind, there's 2 full adults, an 18-month-old, and all our stuff in the Sonic, so plan accordingly when you're thinking about this. My plan is, I don't know what the gas is like, but I'm gonna run a mid-grade. I think that's gonna be the best plan, because most of you guys that are putting this tune on, I see you probably hitting up some high octane 91 or higher. But I'm gonna pick a mid-grade just to sort of see what it does. So yeah, that's the plan here. Just figured I'd give one more angle on this tune and go from there. But yeah, so Trifecta tune on the 2013 Chevrolet Sonic, and we're gonna do some highway testing here, see what happens. I'll be right back. Kind of snap cut to do a little driving. We gotta get out of the car. We're getting there. Okay, got everybody out of the car, unloaded almost everything. Lily was freaking out when I was trying to tell the story of this whole deal here. So we made it roughly 100 miles. We're in Erie, Pennsylvania. Destination was Splash Lagoon for my daughter. Now, with that being said, I was very easy on this driving. I had it 99% of the time in non-cruise control mode, obviously, because that turns the tune off when you put the cruise on. The other move I did to prevent that ease of downshifting out of 6th gear, I put it in manual mode and left it in 6th, because this is an automatic. And roughly over 100 miles... Now, bear in mind, I did a little bit of city driving when we got here. You know, just go to the gas station, we ate some dinner, that sort of thing. It was clocking in at, if you can see that without the reflection, right around 35 miles a gallon. Now, it dropped 0.7 since I've been just putzing around off the highway here. Average speed, right around 62 miles an hour, so not too bad. The biggest factor, though, obviously, in this was the 3 people in the car. Well, 2 1/4 if you count my daughter. She's 1. Full load of stuff in the back, and also extra stroller here, some other things. So definitely full, loaded up car. Pretty impressive, though, considering a tune, and I know I said I was going to do an 89 octane. My wife had just filled it up with cheap 87 octane. So that, and the AC was on the whole time. So with that being said, I mean, it's pretty solid. I mean, you're getting 35 miles a gallon on a tune, and it, you know, it runs great. It's much more enjoyable to drive on the highway like this. And when I did turn the cruise control on, because more than anything, my foot was getting numb, and that's because my wife's seat is like pushed forward to this point where she doesn't like me to move it, and my foot is in this weird angle. But anyways, I've hit the cruise on, didn't really go up or jump up the gas mileage or the average anything too dramatically. It pretty much stayed the same. So very, very cool product from Trifecta. Check it out. Link is going to be below here to hit them up. You know, tell them Hoagie's Garage sent you, just because they were really cool about this story. They, you know, sent us the cable for this, all that good stuff, and definitely don't have anything but positive things to say about that company and what they got going on. as far as their tunes go. So once again, thanks for watching this little bonus section here. Figured I'd get some highway info and show you what's what. So have a good one, and let us know if you end up getting one of these on your Sonic or whatever you got. See you next time.